those outside Christ remain spiritually blind. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 4 says, "In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers, to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of God, who is the image of God." Now, understand that Christ removes the veil. In Isaiah chapter 61, which says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives and the opening of the prison to those who are bound." When Christ came in the synagogue in Luke chapter 4, He read this very scripture, saying that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because He has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are oppressed, to proclaim thereof the Lord's favor. Now, when Jesus read this in the synagogue and said, "This has been fulfilled today in your hearing," there was a turmoil. Some said, "This is Jesus, the son of Joseph. How come he now claims to be the one in Isaiah chapter 61? So the lack of revelation of Christ keeps people blind. They wanted to kill him by throwing him off the cliff. So he disappeared from among them and ran away. So the point here is that so many people may have a relationship with Jesus. They see Jesus, the Israelite, the son of Joseph. But to see Christ in him is something else. Jesus was born to reveal Christ. Christ came from heaven. Jesus was born of Mary. And unfortunately, many people identify with Jesus. They like him, they love him, they have no problem with him as long as he's Jesus. But to acknowledge him as the Christ, the Messiah, the anointed one of God, is something different, something that only God reveals. And unless God reveals it to us, we remain spiritually blind. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, which I love very much, Paul says, "But when one turns to the Lord, the veil is removed. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." Paul said this talking about the law versus grace, the old covenant and the new covenant, and he said the glory of the new covenant is far much better than that of the old covenant. And so when we turn to the Lord, the veil is removed from our faces and we are able to be spiritually awakened.